What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Southern Roots Podcast. We got a lot to talk about this week. We got hunting season coming up. Got some good games in college football coming up. Had some good games this past weekend.
Yes, sir.
In college football.
What, 3 overtime games? Ever watched?
I think so. So one that should have, I mean, all kind of stuff happened this weekend with college football. But before we get into all that, we forgot to do it last week in the opening. We're not going to forget this week. Seth, you want to plug the social media?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page, TikTok channel, a YouTube channel, and a Instagram page. Y'all go like, follow, subscribe, comment. Y'all give us some interaction. That'll be greatly appreciated. Everything is at the Southern Roots.
Yes, sir. But life's finally semi starting to get back to a little bit normal for me, anyways. It's still a little hectic, but it's not as much as a rush at this point.
Yeah, that's good.
So, but we're making it. Everybody's I've talked to has officially gotten power back.
That's good.
Somebody got power Monday. One of my friends got power Monday.
That's so tough.
Yeah, that's a long time.
That is a long time.
He lives right outside of Alma.
Alma got smoked.
Alma got smoked, son. But, y'all want to start with college football? Y'all want to start with hunting season officially, like rifle opening up, or where y'all want to start?
I'm good with whatever. We can go wherever y'all want to go with it. So I guess we're going to get football out the way.
All right. I'm not gonna lie. The Georgia game, our secondary is not as great as I thought. I will say that. We did win.
Well, yeah, but Georgia has one of the easiest oh my goodness, I can't talk. But one of the easiest defenses to complete passes against. The stat I saw was like 72% of passes get completed against Georgia's defense.
Yeah, which is not great. So one thing though, in the first several games of this season, they were completing passes against us, but we were making the tackle immediately.
Yeah.
So, granted, it's not great to be completing the passes, but they're not getting any yards after catch. You know what I mean?
They are now.
But we're not making the tackles right now.
Yeah. Well, Georgia has yet to put together a complete game. You see flashes from everywhere in every department at some point. Sometimes you see a flash from every department in a game, just never at the same time.
Yeah.
Never. Like if the defense is lights out, offense struggles. If the offense is on fire, defense struggles. If we're stopping up the run game, then the secondary's just letting people run all over them. Yep. If we're locking down receivers, then people can run the ball. It's like we cannot put together a complete game. The most consistent has been our defensive line. Yep.
Yeah.
I do think our offense is coming into its own finally. Yeah. We are starting slow still, but not as slow.
Beck has two back-to-back, I think, 400-yard games.
Yes. He didn't throw 400 against Auburn. He did against Bama. No, yeah, he did it against Bama. Yeah. And then he threw for like, I think, 2-something.
Sorry, yeah.
I think he threw for like 2-something against Auburn.
Okay, my bad. That's my fault.
Yes, I think you're right.
I didn't. Yeah, I forgot all about the Bama. Auburn.
Which I'm not a lot. All the Beck hate. Has he been great? No. Has he been terrible? No.
No, he's not been like.
So I think the starting slow, he gets a lot of blame for it, which he should. He has made some like bad throws and some questionable throws. But I can't tell how many times we have seen receivers, I mean, just an absolute dime
Yeah.
right in the hands, and then the football hits the ground.
How frustrating is that as a quarterback?
It's got to be frustrating. Right? You lose it. I mean, at that point, you're like, he's open.
You lose.
Can't I throw it to him?
Yeah, you lose confidence. Like
And
it's
And that's
a lose situation.
and that's
But-
like happened so fast. Like the slightest hesitation, he's not open anymore. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know.
I do feel like him and Dylan Bell have started to click a little bit there.
How many yards did he end up with last game? Let me see.
Dylan Bell,
Yeah.
he had to have 5 or 6 catches for probably close to 100 yards.
I don't know.
Bell, 82 yards.
How many catches?
He had 6 targets. He got 5 of them.
That's not a bad little stat line right there, dude.
Arian Smith did the best though, 134 yards.
On how many catches?
5.
How many attempts or targets?
8.
That's
Yeah.
actually not as bad as I thought it was either.
No.
I'm not gonna lie.
But he did have a couple of them where like the ball was thrown properly, but where you had to throw the ball is a difficult catch for any receiver.
Yeah.
Because it's just tight
Yeah,
coverage.
I feel like as Georgia fans, we are pretty, we're not too hard, I guess, like unrealistic. So like when we see something like when Arian Smith laid out for that ball, we're like, it was good to see him at least try.
Yeah, because I'm not allowed that
A
catch.
year ago, he would have just kept running and wouldn't even have dove. Wouldn't even have
2
tried.
games ago.
This is true, but you know what I mean. Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
and I don't know what game we're watching later that evening. Another guy laid out. It looked like Arian Smith, and we're like, see, I mean, he did all he could.
I think that was a Florida game.
I really don't remember.
I don't remember.
So I will say I'll go ahead and throw my prediction out there for the Georgia Texas game. Georgia does not win, and Texas covers 3.5. In fact, I think they cover that pretty handily and win by 10 at the minimum.
I won't say minimum. I'll say maximum. That's what I'm thinking.
I can see 14. I don't see more than 14. I don't really see less than 10.
I do think we're going to lose. That's what I think as well. I think we lose by 7. My prediction, I don't remember when we talked about it. Was it this morning?
Yeah.
I threw a prediction out. I've done thought about it more. I don't know what my score prediction is going to be, but I think it's going to be a lose by 7.
Either way, I think if you are actually going to bet this game, like on a sports book or anything like that, you bet the over and you bet Texas to cover.
Yeah.
Because the over-under's at 54 last I saw.
Yes. It was.
I think it's going over, personally.
I think it definitely goes over. I mean, you're talking about less than 30 points apiece.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
I'm thinking it's. I think it's gonna. Okay, so that's gone up since.
That's
So
what?
it means everybody.
To win by 5.
What is it?
Yeah, everybody was hammering that stuff. You had to jump on that early.
Yeah.
56 is closer. I think it needs to be closer to 60. I'm seeing I'm thinking 27-37, 31-41.
I think Georgia's gonna win. My biggest thing is, and people can say, like, I know, Shane, you even said this earlier when we were texting about it, like, Oklahoma's not that good. I mean, they're not terrible, but
Oklahoma's just not that bad.
which I understand that is a rival game, whatever.
Their offense is not bad.
Their offense is pretty tough. Like,
Yeah, I get that. I'm more of look at whenever I talk about good and bad teams, what I like to look at too is so how do they match up against so Michigan, right? Like Michigan's offense is tragic,
yes.
right? Their defense is still decent. Oklahoma as athletes. Offense, pretty much non-existent. Their defense isn't terrible neither,
No, I agree with that.
and they're still hanging 30 points on them.
Yeah.
And could have scored more.
Yeah. So my argument to it is they haven't seen, like, Texas defense is, yes, apparently it is great, right? They haven't seen an offense that's good at all.
I agree with that. The problem is I haven't seen enough from our offense to think we can expose them.
I think
I have.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen. Well, we did turn it on. So here's my biggest fear with it is Georgia hasn't put together a complete game. This week's a great week to do it. And if you want to win, you have to do it. You can't do like you did with Alabama and take off the first, 15, 16, 17, 18, like 19 minutes of the game.
I agree with that. I mean, you have to play the whole game. Like, you have to
play the whole game, and Georgia just hasn't done it. The two best teams Georgia's played, Georgia whooped up on Clemson, and then lost to Bama. And then we've seen what Bama's done since then. So, like, the argument can be made, Georgia hasn't played much of anybody yet either.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm just saying that you're talking about the best right now. Our only good win is Clemson. We don't have another good win, and then we lost to Alabama, who then lost to Vandy, and then struggled against South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Like, has not looked like a good team since then.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now,
and they did, and Alabama didn't play anybody before that either.
Now, I do not think that. I just don't think Alabama's will be a good win. Like, I honestly think they're only ranked where they're at is because they're still they're Alabama. Like, it's strictly like a stigma type thing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like I guess I don't. Anyways, but I mean, Bama is Bama a great team? I don't think so. I think they have they have elite players that can be great, but they are so dependent on
explosive. Well, I said that from the get when Georgia went to go play them. I said, if you can keep their explosives, their offense is not good.
Yeah,
they're home run or bust. They don't sustain drives. Now they did sustain some drives against us, but a lot of their stuff was home run or bust. And that's what it's been all season. That's what it's going to continue to be. If you can shut that down, a good football team will whoop Alabama.
Yes, and aside from like you said, the first couple minutes. I say couple minutes, quarter and
half
of another one. Georgia did absolutely whoop Bama. Like,
and I don't even think we played that well while we did it.
No. So like, I think our offense definitely has capability of scoring on pretty much anybody we want. Like, it's just a matter of you have to execute. You know what I mean? Which
I guess
that sounds so like nonchalant.
Is Georgia's only had 2 opportunities to prove it.
Yeah, I get it.
They did with Clemson, which Clemson looks like a totally different football team than when we played them.
Yeah, I mean,
that's some credit. Whether that's a credit to us or not, and that could be just Cade Klubnik still getting used to everything because Buddy's been lighting it up since.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so maybe he's kind of found his groove. And then we had a prove it game against Bama. So, I mean, we've only had, like, to me, the argument can be made that Georgia hasn't proved really much of anything neither. And I trust, outside looking in, bias aside, I trust Texas more. I trust Texas more than any team in the country.
Yeah, I could see
I
that.
think they're clearly the number 1 team in the country this year.
I don't agree. I don't disagree with that. I mean, I think they've executed very well. They've played very. I mean, they've came out and shown that they deserve to be number one.
They remind me a lot of Georgia whenever they won their national teams. Like, they may be in, like, games where you're like, why is this close? And then they bust it wide open type thing by just staying calm, not panicking.
Yeah.
And that's what scared me, because, like, those Georgia teams just, they were almost impossible to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. No kidding.
So,
Okay, so this is another question. I actually heard this earlier about Georgia. Do you think this is a like in or out, win or loss? Like if we win, we're good. If we lose this game,
if we win, we're not good, because you still have Tennessee and Ole Miss knocking at the door, who have the ability to be explosive at any point in time. I think the better argument is more of, if we lose, are we in, even if we went out, with the way the SEC is shaking out so far. Ole Miss now has 2 losses. Tennessee has a loss. If we lose, LSU's technically number 2 in the SEC, if I'm not mistaken.
as long as they win Saturday.
Actually, LSU don't have an SEC loss. They only lost out of conference. Correct?
No,
To USC, first game of the year.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying? So that's where it starts getting hairy. LSU's going to end up dropping an SEC game this year for sure. But if we don't win this game, not only do we have 2 losses, we have 2 SEC losses. It makes things a little bit more difficult. But winning doesn't automatically put us in. Losing, I think, has a better chance of putting us out than winning has putting us in, if that makes sense.
Say that again.
Yeah. I got it.
I think losing has a better chance of putting us out than winning has a better chance of sealing our fate of being in.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we still have, a couple more tough games, then possibly an SEC championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's still a lot more business to take care of. Whereas if we lose, then you have to be perfect the rest of the year and hope that other people mess up. Like, it's out of your control at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of the SEC championship, so what do y'all think about how? So obviously the top, the conference championship of the top 4 get in, right? So my thing is, which I heard this earlier too. How can you punish someone for making your conference championship but losing, and
There's different scenarios.
and them dropping in the standings versus somebody who didn't make it and moving them up into the playoffs? Does that make
Different
sense?
scenarios. If you go in with 3 losses and that's now your 4th loss, you should have took care of business during the season. If you want the regular season to matter, you have to do that. Because everybody's argument has been, well, with the 12-team playoff, the regular season is not going to matter. Well, that's how you make it matter. Don't lose regular season games. Don't go into a conference championship with 3 losses.
Yeah, okay, but say, I mean, like,
Or, for example, like the SEC is a great example of this. There for a little while, it was looking like we're going to have undefeated SEC teams everywhere, a bunch of 1-loss teams. Now we're for sure going to have a bunch of 1-loss teams, some 2-loss teams.
yeah,
That could very well deserve to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But just the way that the standings fall, they had an argument to be an SC championship. The way the standings fall, whether it be however that works out. I mean, I could just understand it.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes, I'm not saying it's like totally fair, but if you want the regular season to matter, which was everybody's arguing with the expanded playoffs, the regular season's not going to matter anymore. That's how you make the regular season matter. Don't have 2 losses going into it, or don't have 3 losses going into it. Don't make that game be a must-win for you to be in.
yeah. I see that. I don't know. It's just, my thing is, if you're if you didn't do what it takes during the season to make it to the conference championship, like, I mean, obviously there has to be some because that's only what, 8.
Yeah, what are you talking about? What? There's 14 teams in the SEC. 16 teams in the SEC. Everybody's fighting for 2 spots. We're going to have a bunch of 1-loss, 2-loss teams that have an argument. Hey, I could be in there and get beat by Texas just like Georgia can or Bama can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm coming from. Like, just don't put the doubt in people's head by losing regular season games. That's the only way, because otherwise, I mean, it is true. The regular season doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But, like, here we are as Georgia fans. We're going into, what, our 7th game, 6th game?
Something like that.
Yeah, something.
And we're already talking about, is this a must-win? Like, this is what everybody didn't want people going into the season like, well, we can afford to lose 2.
Yeah.
And get in. Like, you could afford to lose 1. I think that was more of an argument whenever there was only 4 teams.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, there's something to talk about. It's something to think about.
I'm cool. I've been wanting the college football playoffs to expand. It's never going to be a perfect system.
No.
But I think this is a much better system because you don't have to be perfect. Whereas in college football, you always had to be perfect. Then when they did and even if you were perfect, sometimes you get screwed in the BCS. And then they did the college football playoffs, and you dang near still had to be perfect. You could afford to mess up like early in the season.
Yeah.
But after like week 9 or 10, if you messed up, it may have been too late.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think this is a better system because it offers forgiveness, but there's always going to be that argument. Like there's going to be some fan base that gets pissed off because they lost it very well could be Georgia this year, right? Like, I mean, to be honest, and I'm not going to be happy about it, but at the same time, like, well, then Georgia shouldn't have lost to freaking Bama.
Yeah.
You know, and then we wouldn't even be in a situation. We could have lost the SC championship and still got in.
Yeah.
Yep.
But once you're talking about a 3 or 4 loss team trying to get in over some of these 1-2 loss teams because you're going to have like Big Ten teams that are only going to have 1 loss that have an argument too of like, well, why can't I be in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of fan bases that, gripe and moan about it. But I mean, as far as us, when Georgia didn't make the playoffs last year, to me, it's pretty simple. If you wanted to be in, you should have beat Bama. This year may be the very same thing. Just win your football games.
For time.
Yeah, just win your freaking football games and don't leave any doubt. If you're going to leave it up to people to figure out, probably going to get screwed.
Eventually. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go and win.
It's a fact.
For sure.
Which obviously is difficult when it comes to Georgia and Bama. There's a mental block there.
So
I don't care what nobody says.
So I was hoping it was Saban, but apparently not.
I think it was, and I think I think that game earlier this year was a game to kind of, I think me and Seth talked about it. If Georgia wins this game, they never look back. And there's going to be a bunch of good games, but Georgia starts to kind of dominate that series. And I said, if they lose, then I think we're going to have some more of this freaking, every time we go and play Bama, come in the back of our head, this is Bama.
Yeah.
We've only beat them 1 time out of the last 10 times we played.
Somebody said they
winning that first game against Bama, not with Nick Saban, that was a pretty important game.
Yeah. I saw a thing, they were talking about who they were picking about Georgia and Texas and all, and they said, look, guys, the last time somebody lost, or Georgia lost to a team that wasn't Bama was like 2018 or something like that, 2009.
It was to Texas.
No, it was to somebody else, they said.
We lost to Texas in the first out bowl. We were ranked number 5. It's a New Year's Six bowl. I was in Indiana watching it.
Got it. Yeah.
That's one thing that I really don't want. So Texas will be the first team that I can recall in my lifetime that Georgia's played more than, if they lose this weekend, that Georgia's played more than one time and hasn't beat. There hasn't been a team that Georgia's played more than one time in my lifetime that I can remember that Georgia hasn't beat at least one of the 2 times.
Yeah.
Texas will be the first one.
They are good. It should be interesting to watch. I'm not going to get to watch much.
I hope you're right, but I refuse to get my hopes up this weekend. Refuse. Until Georgia has the lead at any point in time in the game.
I knew it. I knew they was going to do it.
Yeah, this game's not going to be good for my
42 to 7 later.
I know we can win.
Yeah.
Like I
It's a matter
talked
of
about,
doing it.
if we play 10 times in a row, we win 4 times. Maybe. They win, I think, 6 or 7.
Since Kirby Smart's second year, so excluding his first year, because it was not a very good first year, obviously. We almost lost to Nicholas State. We were there for that game.
And Georgia Tech. I think we lost to Georgia Tech that year.
Yeah. But since Kirby Smart's second year, there hasn't been a game that we've gone into that I said Georgia had less than a 50% chance of winning.
Nope.
Until this game. This is the first game that I think it's more like a 70-30, 75-25 chance and Texas' favor. Everything else at the worst has been 50-50.
You know what's crazy to me? Everybody says this, right? And then, like, for the past, and again, obviously every year is different. Obviously this Georgia team is much different than what we have seen in the past, really since 2020. I mean, last year they were pretty dominant all the way up until the SEC championship.
Yep.
And this is they tend to, when they are said something like it's not, they can't do it or something like that, they come out and it's every week they did it the past several years. Just, I don't know if Georgia can do it. I don't know if Georgia can do it. They're not elite no more. They're not whatever. And they just find a way to make it happen. So I'm hoping that some of that happens this week is kind of what I'm leaning to.
I'm hoping, I'm hoping it's truly just a Bama mental block. Like, it's just something about those helmets and those uniforms on the sideline, and Georgia turns into a puddle of dung. And with everybody else, they're like, piss on them. We're better than them.
Yeah.
Let's go knock some. I hope to God that's it. But I'm scared of this Texas team.
It's going to be a tough road game. Away game.
Yeah, that's another
at night.
too. Yeah.
The bad thing is when you are a caliber team of Georgia or Texas or Alabama, or apparently LSU, because the only time they play at home was at night, just about. But you're going to get the night game, the rowdiest crowd of...
And the team's best shot.
Yeah, and they're trying everything possible to be, like, there's no, like, they're literally throwing the book at you. Like,
Yeah.
everything they got, they're giving it to you. So
Well, I'll go ahead and tell you, I don't know who Texas plays next week, and I don't know who Georgia plays next week.
Georgia has a bye.
Thank God, because that is such a letdown spot. After a big game, that is such a letdown spot.
Texas plays Vandy.
Ain't no way.
Does Texas play Vandy?
I'll make
Do
sure.
they play at Vandy?
I'm pretty positive.
Yeah, we better get some more field goal posts.
That would be insane, dude.
Dude, so me and you were talking before how Alabama is 2 plays away from being 0-3 in SEC play,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Vandy, apparently, I haven't watched no Vandy games except for the Bama one. Apparently, Vandy is only 2 plays away from being undefeated and having the best resume in college football.
Seriously? That's insane. That would shock me more than the Alabama one does.
I don't pay much attention to Vandy. I think I literally had them going like freaking 10-2, or no, I'm sorry, 2-10 this year.
Say good Lord.
Whatever it was, or
Yeah.
3-9, whatever it was when we did the beginning of the year prediction.
Such a losing season.
Yeah, and apparently they are 2 plays away from having the best resume in college football, being undefeated, and Bama is 2 plays away from being 0-3 in SEC play.
Yeah.
Play
At Vandy.
plays at Vandy.
Bro, that kid from New Mexico State, boy, is doing the dang thing at Vandy.
And Vandy's going to be so hyped up to play that game, too. This is going to be the first time Vandy's had home field advantage, which means they're going to get absolutely crushed.
Yeah.
Texas is going to go and just freak.
Yeah.
All the Vandy fans are like, this is why I don't come to these games.
Yeah. Bro, we were in Buffalo's, and there was people like legit like yelling in Buffalo's at the Vandy Bama game, like cheering for Vandy. Me saying legit, like, there's no way. These people are just anti-Bama. Like, there's no way they're actual.
So I finally asked them. I was like, do y'all? Because I was like, there's no way they're a Vanderbilt fan. And so I finally asked, because it was kind of getting annoying,
Yeah.
because they were cheering like they were actual. And I was like, do y'all know somebody on Vandy or something? And the answer was yes, they know a coach on Vandy.
Yeah. The strength and conditioning coach for Southern left Southern and went to Vandy.
And they apparently know. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Cause
Yeah.
nobody cheers for Vandy.
Nobody, especially not from here. Like,
I'm talking about yelling in Buffalo.
yeah, yeah. Like, wow.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, but anyways, yeah. So hopefully, I kind of hate it that I'm not gonna be able to. I'm gonna try and watch it, but I don't know that's gonna happen. I'm going to a concert Saturday night.
I don't know. I don't even feel bad for you because you're the one that constantly schedules stuff during football season.
I mean, the schedule wasn't out yet.
Doesn't matter. You know the time of year.
Yeah, but I honestly, God, thought that this week was the bye week before.
Well, that's just bad planning on your part.
That part is yes. But mistakes were made.
Oh yeah.
It'll be all right though.
But on a real note,
You're
if Georgia wins, you cannot come and watch the game with us.
Y'all are full of crap.
Not for the rest of the season. You
Y'all
can't.
full of crap.
You can. Once the Georgia game starts, you got to go.
Y'all full of crap.
You come hang out until, and then you come back after. If Georgia wins,
I
you got to go.
I guarantee.
The fact that you would even take the chance is wild.
Bro, we've decided that what we do has nothing to do with them winning or losing. With the
Georgia started doing good when we switched to the right cups.
what?
We weren't drinking out of the proper cups. Seth wasn't drinking out of his glass. I wasn't drinking out of my thing. We switched to cups. Georgia started actually scoring and holding Bama. And then they almost won, but it was too late. They took 19 minutes off. You can't take 19 minutes off the game.
I don't think that had to do with the cups, brother.
You can't prove that it didn't.
Yeah, I can.
How?
Because y'all didn't start.
It's about the time we switched to cups. Yes.
I don't even remember when y'all switched the cups.
You don't remember me running out there and then come back in telling
Oh,
you?
that was that was in the first quarter.
Yeah. Late in the first quarter. And early in the second quarter, Georgia started doing their
I think it
thing.
was late first quarter. I think it was like at the beginning of the game almost.
I don't think so.
I think it was. Yeah. Anyways,
I'm just like, you can't chance it.
anybody listening want to put any type of wager that I watch the next game that they have at Seth's house, I watch it over there.
If we win,
Yes.
there's no way you take that chance as a Georgia fan.
Especially against a rival like Florida.
Yeah. That just took freaking Tennessee to
I'm
overtime.
probably gonna do the Florida Georgia game here anyways.
Well, that's fine. We can watch it together, just not assess.
And then the next game, I'll watch it at Seth's house.
We tough.
Y'all can't keep me out. I'm practically family at this point.
Or the Georgia game?
He said for the
Or the Georgia game? Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can come there and hunt. You can eat. Once kickoff starts, you guys to go.
I'll be sitting right there on that little couch in Seth's living room.
You could be outside looking in.
Can you imagine that?
That's crazy. Well, we talked about that game for 35 minutes. So
I'm going to get into it because I forgot to hit my timer.
So we should probably get into pick'ems from last week and then pick'ems for this week.
Yes, let's do it.
We're just going over the records from last week, right?
Yeah. I
went 8-2.
I was 6-4.
So it was 9-1.
I went 9-1.
So close to that. Would have been your first perfect week, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 3 games behind Seth.
I'm way back at this point. I'm just doing this for funsies.
Oh, bro, it's never over.
Brother, I have a losing overall record right now.
That is crazy.
By one game.
This year, I can't remember who called it. I can't remember what other season it was that was like. There was another season in the early 2000s or mid 2000s, where it was that was like this. Where, what was it?
07.
07. And I can't remember who I was listening to that called this year being like that.
We're just people, like, it didn't matter. Like, just people be winning and losing games for no reason.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of parity this year. Maybe it was Josh Pate that said that. I can't remember.
Me neither.
But I remember hearing somebody say that, and so far that has been accurate.
I'm 107,000th ranked.
What? And what?
I don't know. That's what it says. All right, next.
Oh, I'm 19K.
I'm 107K.
Where y'all see this at?
Right beside your
It says your record and then
total win-loss. Yeah.
right.
Hey, I'm 51.
Hell yeah.
Golly, 3 games goes from 19 to 50.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
What do y'all have at what's your win-loss?
I'm 38-30.
41 and 28.
I'm 34 and 35. I'm 1 game under 500.
That's tough.
But it's because I be doing stuff like I'm about to tell y'all.
Stop doing that.
He said that's because I'm doing stuff like exactly what I'm going to do again.
Yeah, exactly. All right, y'all ready?
Yep.
Yeah, give me that first pick. Miami versus Louisville.
I got Louisville winning at home.
So you're starting off 0-1. Got it.
I got Miami.
They're only a 4.5 point favorite.
I could see it too.
Miami really ain't been playing very well, but Miami's coming off a bye.
Yeah.
Ah, they are coming off a bye. Oh well.
Then we got Nebraska and Indiana. I got my Cornhuskers. I'm gonna put on my Nebraska shirt.
I did not.
I didn't.
Yeah, I almost did. I even clicked them first.
I got.
But I didn't.
I got the Hoosiers.
Indiana's going to lose at some point in time. Might as well be this week.
I would actually like it because I do like Nebraska.
That's my number 2 team now. I made my declaration.
No, I want to change my pick.
Go ahead and change it. See, whenever I don't really know, I pick the team I want to win.
Yeah. Arizona State and Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, I got Arizona State.
Me too.
I got Arizona State.
Got the Raging
Canes in Coastal Carolina. I got Louisiana.
I got the Raging Cajuns because I like their name and it worked for me every time last year.
It did, dude.
That is true.
Putting on them.
I do. Dude, they have an awesome name. The Raging Cajuns?
They really.
That's right. Yeah. I wonder what their mascot is.
a Raging Cajun.
Okay, but like you're talking.
Just go to an LSU game. It's one of them.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
It's like a
This
Big game.
this next game was tough.
yeah.
Bama, Tennessee.
Yeah, and I don't really like my pick.
Okay.
I got Bama, but I don't really like it.
I got
Yeah.
so
I just trust them more than Tennessee. Is really all it is. And eventually they're going to turn up again, right?
Alabama ain't but a 3-point favorite. Like it's 3.
Yeah.
Not even 3.
The good thing is they're not playing at freaking night. That's going to help them.
Yep.
I got Tennessee. And it's strictly because it's at home.
I got Tennessee.
I hope y'all right. But I just trust Bama more, which is kind of crazy to say. I'm just like, eventually they're going to pop off again.
I do agree.
I agree.
They've
with that,
had-
too. They're going at some point. They will.
Yeah, I mean they. It's I would imagine it's going to happen. Michigan and Illinois. I got Illinois.
I do too. Michigan's like we was talking about earlier. Michigan's offenses.
Do.
Yeah,
I got Illinois.
Bad. Michigan's a 1-point favorite.
it really wasn't surprising they won.
No, it wouldn't surprise me. Illinois is not that great, but they're not. I don't know
We got.
much about Illinois.
I don't either.
I got
They have a
Texas.
stupid name. Like what is Illini?
Couldn't tell you, brother. Same thing with me.
Well, whatever it is, they're fighting. So
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
we got Baylor, Texas Tech. We got Texas Tech,
I do too.
LSU, and Arkansas.
Oh yeah. I got
Go for it.
Arkansas.
Yep, we got the Razorbacks.
You do too?
And Sam Pittman's last year at Arkansas.
That's my second favorite SEC team. Arkansas, baby.
I really like Sam Pittman, and they have a really cool mascot.
Yeah.
Or like whatever. I don't know if that's actually their mascot, but
Their logo.
yeah, they're
And they're the Razorbacks.
yeah.
I got my LSU Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Oh, Tigers.
They're just due for a letdown.
Well, we might as well go over this one.
Yeah, we've
Texas.
already.
Right, whatever. Yeah, I'm picking Texas.
I
I
got
got
Georgia.
Texas.
I got Georgia.
How'd I pray you right? God dang, that's so, dude. I said it's a 70 to 30, 75, 25% chance.
Oh yeah,
The nation pretty much agrees with me. 73% is pick Texas, 27 is pick Georgia, which means it's gonna be an upset. Just kidding. Not getting my hopes up.
that right there was a glimpse of hope. Like that.
That was, and I had to reel it back
He
in.
was like,
Have you seen the SEC Nation videos or whatever it is where they do like the characters are people and they represent teams?
Yeah.
And one of the characters' name is Hope.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Me and her have a very on again, off again relationship. And she tried coming back in right there. I had to beat her back.
Whoa, brother.
Jeez.
Can't do
I
that.
am.
You can't do that.
I'm there. I'm not going to say that.
That's
I'm not going
way-
to say that. Oh boy. Anyways, Kansas and West Virginia. I picked Kansas, but I almost went West Virginia.
Me too.
I just went Kansas State.
I almost went West Virginia, but I got Kansas State.
Brother. I'm tired, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie.
We will see what's going on with that. The good thing is I'm legitimately not nervous about this week's game with Georgia Texas 'cause I really don't think we're going to win.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a what would it be called? A coping mechanism. And I'm just preparing myself for a letdown. I'm like letting myself down already.
It's possible. Oh, brother. Dude, you know what would be good right now? I got some applesauce in the refrigerator. I love apple.
Applesauce is mid.
Applesauce is awesome.
First of all, why did you just say something's mid?
That's what all the kids say.
Brother, we're 30, okay?
Nope, I'm not.
No, we're not.
Seth, you're not, but Shane, you're pretty much 30.
I'm not even 29.
You will be in like 6 weeks.
I'm still not even 29.
Not even 6 weeks.
I'm still not even 29. So
Round up, brother.
we were talking about crashing out last week.
Yeah, you
So
brought
it's-
that up too.
Yeah, because I didn't know what it was until last week.
Anyways, no, applesauce smacks, bro. I love apple.
I like some applesauce.
Applesauce is not it.
Oh man, that's crazy.
I'm not a big apple fan in general.
Oh, I'll eat an apple too.
I like an apple,
I'll mess the apple up.
but I'd rather applesauce.
Oh, out of the two, I'd rather applesauce.
Where was that?
I'm not saying applesauce is nasty. It's just like there's pudding. I'm gonna get the pudding instead of that.
No, not me.
Me neither.
Maybe I've been getting hungry applesauce because y'all have me second guessing myself.
Brother, I love applesauce. Where was I at? I was somewhere the other day eating, and that was one of the things on the menu. Oh, Texas Roadhouse. Callie got.
You did not get applesauce.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Okay. We're taking things too far at this point.
Callie
Yeah.
did, though. My
That's
wife did.
crazy.
But she's not, she could care less about a baked potato or, any of that other stuff. She's just, I'm going to get some applesauce. I was like, okay, cool.
That's
But-
crazy.
Um,
I mean, I'm so full off of bread that by the time I get on my steak, I don't typically eat anything else anyways.
yeah, I know.
Okay.
I get me a little salad, steak, and loaded mashed potatoes every single time.
Loaded mashed potatoes?
Yes.
I always get the loaded baked potato.
That's just too much work, man.
Well, all I do once all the good stuff's gone, I leave it. I basically just eat loaded mashed potatoes.
Yeah,
Exactly. So you might as well just,
I didn't know that was an option.
oh, yeah, brother.
Yeah, so guess where I'm gonna go this weekend?
Get you some loaded mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
So this weekend starts
Gun season.
gun season. And, oh, sweet. I didn't even think about this. We could tell them this. I bought a rifle, my first hunting rifle. Finally, I have my own.
yes, sir.
I got a heck of a deal on it.
Yeah, so Robbie can't talk no more smack.
Huh?
What?
Oh, enough smack in the TikTok.
TikTok saying you don't have a rifle.
Yeah. I'm going to keep, never mind.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought. Well, I know what it was. I know what it was, but I have to change it. Anyways,
You already got it sighted in, right?
yes, yeah, there we go. Okay, back to the gun. I bought it Sunday? Yeah.
Yep.
Went out to their property, sighted it in. Got about inch and a half spread. I gotta go buy some ammo. I just remember that too.
Don't go to Palmetto.
They out.
When you go to Palmetto to buy ammo, you walk out with more than just that.
Oh, is that what happened today?
That's what happened today.
That's tragic.
Yeah.
So I did get me a Savage Axis 308. It's a sweet looking gun. I'm happy about it. So
It's really I feel like a perfect, first hunting rifle.
Agreed.
yep.
Yeah.
So
It got all the bells and whistles, but it gets the job done. Gets you kind of started.
A good round.
Yeah.
Smooth bolt, smooth
Yep.
gun. I mean, good looking gun. I think, and I mean, not to mention, you just got a freaking, you might as well have robbed that guy.
pretty close.
Yeah.
So I got away with not an actual steal, but we'll say I got away with a good deal. How about that?
Yeah.
Dude, if he wasn't buying it, someone Celtics was by
Yeah, one of the other two
It was
in this.
it was getting
this
it was getting
cluster
bought
was getting.
on Sunday. Yeah,
between the three of us. It was getting
Yeah.
literally. In fact, it would have never even. They would have never known about it until I had already said I was going to do it. If Andy had already had a hunting rifle.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't have one, so he gave me first opportunity at wanting one or at getting it. So it's crazy because the guy was. Anyway, we won't get into all that, but yeah, hunting season starts Saturday. Well, I say starts. Rifle season starts Saturday. Hopefully we're going to. Not hopefully, we're going to film.
Yeah.
In hopes of knocking something down to where we can post it on the YouTube. It's supposed to be cold.
It'll be good.
I'm not making the same mistake I made last year.
Me neither, brother. Holy. I don't know if it was just. I don't know if it was just the fact of it was colder than I expected, or we were in that freaking metal box.
It was a mixture of both.
And it was like an icebox in that joker.
Yeah. Inside that stand was colder inside the stand than it was outside.
Yeah.
And it was already a good, I don't know, like 5 to 7 degrees colder than what I thought it was going to be outside.
Yeah.
Especially whenever we've been, I mean, it like 80 plus, and then it was kind of like 40.
Yeah.
You go, I mean, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cold.
At least this week has kind of eased us into it.
Yeah.
We've had a little bit of cold where I feel like
Today
it was cold and then it got hot, and then opening day of rifle, it was freaking cold again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to stay in the 70s, I think, all week.
I'm excited.
The rest of the week, anyways.
Went and bought that corn from that guy. He goes, "It's good hunting weather, huh?" I said, "Yeah, we're gonna hope it stays like this."
Yeah. That's a lot of corn.
It was a lot of corn.
I was expecting to be in some type of different barrel. That looks
So
like
was
a
I.
cardboard barrel.
That's because it is. It's thick cardboard, but
Yeah,
it's sticking up off the ground.
Yeah, they can't get wet.
Well, the top and the bottom. The bottom, I think, is metal. The top has a plastic top on it, but
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
walls of it cannot get wet.
exactly. Which I have under the carport and suspended in the air. Well, not suspended.
Yeah.
I guess in
Sitting off the ground.
blocks. So,
That's tough.
but that's the way I'm gonna buy corn from here on out.
Oh, for sure. It's so much cheaper that way.
Yeah. And that whole drum, that was 55-gallon drum for $55.
How many pounds of corn was it?
Over 300, like 330.
Yeah, that's a lot of corn.
That's a lot of corn. I say that. You put a 50-pound bag out, man. Them jerkers eat that in friggin' a week almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're looking at what?
I did a 5-gallon bucket everywhere.
You're looking at six 50-pound.
So all you really want them to do is just get them to come to it.
Yeah.
Like you poured a 50-pound bag out because it's convenient. You go out there with a 5-gallon bucket. They're going to keep coming to check it out and see when there's more of it.
Which I think a 5-gallon bucket is
Pretty close.
close
Yeah.
to a bag of corn.
I'll be over.
Probably this close.
It probably 40, 45 pounds in my guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe so. I didn't think about that either.
Hey.
I did think about doing half a bucket, but then I seen it. Like I poured half a bucket out and I said, nah.
Nah, we're going to go ahead and get it. We'll show up.
For that price of it, I mean,
Yeah.
you put out what you need to, and then you just go and get some more.
Yeah.
Because you said there was.
Because you can find other.
You just didn't have
It's cheaper
barrel
now that you have a barrel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was only $5 extra for the barrel.
Hmm.
I mean, it's kind of a crappy barrel, but it'll last a year. And then I just need to go get an actual metal barrel next year, like during the off season. when they're not asking dumb prices because everyone wants them for corn.
I think there's a guy in Brooklyn that sells. Do you want a metal one or you want plastic one?
I want a metal one or plastic, one of the two with a lid.
I think there's a guy in Brooklyn that sells plastic and metal for like $5.
Which the lid I have might work for probably any.
It's a 55-gallon barrel.
Yeah,
it should work. The lid should work.
Yeah, the lid should work at this point for any of them. That was the main thing because I can get a barrel pretty much anywhere. Just some of them don't come with lids.
I'll look, see if that guy still has them in Brooklyn. If so, I think that's where I bought my burn barrel from for like $5 or $10.
Yeah, that's where I bought mine for like $10, but it was sealed. Like I had to cut a hole in it,
Oh, really?
the whole top. Yeah,
I didn't have to cut mine. I don't think.
I can't remember where I got my burn barrel from. I got mine for free from somewhere.
my ex. We went to her dad's house and grabbed it
Dang, that was a long time ago.
a long time ago.
You still got that burn barrel?
I mean, it ain't been burning in forever.
Well, I say my burn barrel is freaking about rusting all the way down to about knee high.
It don't help. One time me and Shane kicked it and it put a hole in it.
Yeah, that's what Colton does.
Oh, Colton wears it out.
Is
And it's like, it pretty much got a hole all the way around it. Pretty much it just fell over on one side. It's bad.
Yeah.
It needs to go get dumped.
That's kind of how mine is. Well,
We good?
I'm ready to go to bed.
Sounds like a plan.
It's 11 o'clock. That's what happens.
Close her out.
That's what happens when you record on the church night.
Yeah.
So, but all right, guys. This has been another episode of the Southern Roots Podcast. Before we get out of here, Seth, let's plug the social media one more time.
We have a Facebook page, a Instagram page, a YouTube channel, and a TikTok channel. Y'all go like, follow, subscribe, comment, give us some interaction, and be greatly appreciated. Everything is at the Southern Roots.
That's right. We're gonna try and actually. We took a picture Saturday. We were shooting some guns,
There it is.
and we're gonna try and post that on Instagram and Facebook. See if it'll leave it up.
No, wow. I forgot about that.
Well, I remembered it right now. We're not good at this posting stuff, so we're trying. But with that being said, oh, you don't?
No, I don't know where it was.
Oh, you put it on your Snapchat. I bet you didn't save it. I'll send it to you. I got a picture of it. But anyways, with that being said, guys, this has been another episode of the Southern Roots Podcast. I'm Andy.
I'm Seth.
And I'm Shane. Remember, always keep those Southern roots.